I never thought I would find myself doing homework alongside my 6-year-old child, but life often takes us down unplanned routes, and often for the better. My name is Tariq Abdul-Tawwab, and this is my second semester attending the University of Maryland University College. Obtaining my degree is not only important because of the professional and social advantages it provides, but it's sentimental as well, for I am the last person in my family to obtain at least one college degree. I currently reside in Maryland. I am 32 years old and happily married with 3 sons. The oldest, which is 6 years old, the next in line is 4 years old, and my youngest son is turning 2 this month. I have 3 sisters and we all live within 20 miles of each other. You may say it doesn't seem like such a special point at first glance. However, because we are from the Boston, Massachusetts area, we never imagined that we would move out of the state and somehow live in the same state, much less the same area. Though we would love to complete this circle by convincing our parents to move down to Maryland with us, the fact that they are permanent Bostonians makes it very impractical that would happen. Though it's often hard for us to understand why they would want to retire in a state so far away from their children, looking at the fact that both of them spent the whole of their professional careers in Boston, Massachusetts, makes it seem appropriate. My father graduated from Morehouse University in Atlanta, Georgia. He ended up in Boston by way of Newton, Massachusetts, where my grandparents moved after their children had left the house after completing college. My mother was attending Northeastern University, so she was already in Boston when they met. Both ended up teaching and married not long after meeting, having 4 children. Realizing that options for their children's education, to receive a competitive education at least, were lacking in their community, and forced with the choice of either moving to a new community that had a better educational system or working with other parents to build one in their own community, they chose the latter. My father became principal of the school for a period, and my mother a first-grade teacher. While this may seem great for the family unit, to a 6-year-old boy with mischievous tendencies going into the first grade, as you can imagine, this did not cause for glee for myself. My father went on to work in the public school system, where he remains to date. My mother went on to teach in the public school system as well, with her success including a Golden Apple Award, which is recognition of outstanding teachers, before retiring as a principal in the same school system. Their dedication to education trickled down to their children. I have 2 sisters that are currently teachers and one a college professor. Though I took a much different direction, it may have been inevitable that I too would eventually feel that trickle-down effect. Though my sisters and I had the same basic educational experiences growing up, I found the challenges I faced growing up required a different approach. Because I always had 2 sources of education, one from the primary schooling and the second supplied by my parents, I felt very comfortable stepping out into the workforce. I began working in the sales and service field. I experienced unimaginable success there. Though I would return to school several times over the next decade to complete or try to complete an undergraduate degree, success in my job left little time or room for school. Each time I went back, I would inevitably end up stopping to concentrate on advancing my career within the Fortune 500 company that I was working with and still remain with today. As I began to have children, I began to realize that my deep desire was to work with youth that were facing the same challenges growing up that I went through. And to do this as a living would require a college degree in order to be as successful as I wanted and needed to be. And so that brought me here, to my second semester taking classes at the University of Maryland University College. I plan to teach after completing my undergraduate degree, hopefully finally to do what it took me over a decade in corporate America to realize was my true passion. Again, my name is Tariq Abdul-Tawwab, and I look forward to successfully learning how to be a better communicator.